Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. And today we're going to be talking about something that I think a lot of people are curious about, and that is herbal supplements.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you shared this great article with me, and it seems like it covers everything
Yeah,
about the history, you know, how they're used today, and even some of the science behind them.
right.
So I think this is going to be really interesting for anyone who is curious about, natural health alternatives, or maybe wants to add something to their routine, or just wants to learn more about them in general.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely having a moment right now. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
So, I guess like to start off, can you maybe help us define what herbal supplements are?
Sure, yeah. So herbal supplements are basically products that are made from different parts of plants.
Okay.
So that can be the leaves, the roots, the flowers, the seeds, really any part of the plant.
Interesting.
And they can come in a ton of different forms like capsules, teas, tinctures,
Right.
powders, pills, liquids. Uh,
So many.
yeah, so many different ways to take them.
Okay, so that makes sense. So it's basically like taking the plant itself,
Exactly.
using it in some way.
Yep, using those like natural properties
Okay.
of the plants themselves.
Gotcha. Okay, so how is that different than from like conventional medications?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like the things we get at the pharmacy?
So pharmaceuticals, those are typically made in a lab.
Okay.
They're synthetic and they're designed to like target very specific symptoms, right? Whereas herbal supplements
Right.
are more about utilizing the plant's like inherent properties.
Okay.
And they often take more of a holistic approach.
Interesting.
So instead of just like focusing on one symptom,
Right.
it's more about supporting your overall health and well-being.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, like we kind of touched on this a little bit, but why do you think people are so interested in like this more natural route to healthcare now?
I think there's a few reasons. One is people are definitely becoming
Okay.
more aware of the potential side effects that can come with pharmaceuticals.
Right.
And so they're looking for gentler options
Yeah.
that are, more natural.
Mm.
Also, I think there's a big push towards, wanting organic ingredients,
Right.
things that are sustainable.
Yeah, definitely.
And then also this idea of getting to the root cause of a health issue
Okay.
instead of just treating the symptoms.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I think it's this combination of like wanting to avoid side effects,
Mhm.
wanting more natural things, and then wanting to address the underlying issue.
Yeah, like a more holistic approach.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so well, let's talk about some of the benefits then,
Yeah.
because this article goes into like a ton of them.
Right.
But one of the things it highlights is boosting the immune system.
Yes.
So can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So certain herbs like echinacea and elderberry, they're really well known for their ability to like strengthen your immune system.
Okay.
So echinacea, for example,
Mhm.
it seems to activate certain immune cells,
Oh, wow.
which can help your body fight off like viruses and bacteria more effectively.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And this could be why it's often used to try to prevent or treat the common cold.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what about like digestive health?
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like that's something a lot of people struggle with.
Totally. Yeah.
What are some of the benefits there?
So ginger and peppermint are like superstars when it comes to digestion.
Okay.
So ginger has anti-inflammatory properties,
Okay.
and it can help to soothe the muscles in your digestive tract.
Okay.
So it can be really helpful for nausea and bloating.
Oh, wow.
And then peppermint, it actually stimulates bile production,
Okay.
which helps with digestion and can also ease like discomfort.
So they both kind of like aid in the process in different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's cool.
It's amazing.
So it's interesting because it's like these herbs that people have been using
Yeah.
for centuries
Yeah,
are now being kind of like validated by science.
exactly. Yeah, the research is really catching up.
Yeah, and so the article also mentions herbs that can help with mental clarity and stress relief.
Yes.
So can you talk a bit about those?
Yeah, so this is where adaptogenic herbs come in.
Okay.
So these herbs are really cool
Okay.
because they basically help your body adapt to stress.
Oh, wow.
And they do this by regulating your hormone levels
Okay.
and supporting your adrenal glands.
Gotcha.
So one example is ashwagandha.
Okay.
And ashwagandha has actually been shown to reduce cortisol, which is a stress hormone.
Right.
And it can also improve cognitive function.
So it's not just about like feeling calmer, but also like thinking more clearly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's get into some specifics now,
Yeah, for sure.
because the article talks about some star players in the herbal world.
Right.
And it mentions echinacea, which we already talked about,
Yeah.
turmeric, and ginkgo biloba. So what about turmeric? What makes it so special?
So turmeric is amazing because it has really potent anti-inflammatory properties.
Okay.
And a lot of that comes from its active ingredient, which is called curcumin.
Okay.
And studies have shown that curcumin can actually like block inflammatory pathways in the body,
Wow.
which is why it can be helpful for things like arthritis.
Oh, wow.
In fact, there was a study in 2017 in the Journal of Medicinal Food
Okay.
that showed that curcumin was just as effective as ibuprofen
Really?
at reducing pain and inflammation in people with knee osteoarthritis.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so pretty powerful stuff.
So it's like what traditional medicine has known for so long,
Sure.
science is now starting to like
Starting to prove, yeah.
prove. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so what about ginkgo biloba?
Okay, so ginkgo biloba, it's really well known for its benefits for your brain.
So it can help support memory and concentration.
Oh, wow.
And it's thought to do this by like improving blood flow to the brain
Okay.
and protecting those nerve cells from damage.
Gotcha.
And there was a study in 2016 that was published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease.
Okay.
And they found that ginkgo biloba extract actually improved memory and cognitive function
Oh, wow.
in people with mild cognitive impairment.
So there's evidence that it can really have an impact
Yeah, exactly.
on like brain health.
It's promising.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so this is all really exciting stuff, but I think it's also important to talk about like using herbal supplements responsibly.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to get into that, I think, after a quick break.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're back, and we've been talking all about these amazing benefits of herbal supplements. But I think it's really important to also talk about using them safely,
Oh, for sure.
right? Because just because something is natural doesn't necessarily mean that it's completely risk-free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always want to be mindful when you're taking anything.
So what are some key things to keep in mind when it comes to like the safe use of these supplements?
Yeah, so dosage is a big one.
Okay.
You always want to make sure you're following the recommended dosage,
Right.
whether that's on the product label or what your doctor has advised,
Okay.
because taking too much can increase the risk of side effects.
So just like with anything, moderation is key,
Exactly.
even with natural remedy.
Even with natural remedy.
Okay. What about interactions?
Oh, yeah, that's another important one.
Like interactions with other things?
Yeah, so herbal supplements can interact with certain medications.
Okay.
So it's really important to talk to your doctor or your pharmacist,
Mhm.
especially if you're taking any prescription drugs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Are there any specific interactions that like people should be aware of?
Yeah, so a good example is St. John's wort.
Okay.
It's often used for mood support,
Mm-hmm.
but it can actually interfere with certain medications,
Oh, wow.
like antidepressants, birth control pills, blood thinners.
Wow. So you really do have to treat them with the same level
Yeah.
of caution as any other medication.
Absolutely.
Okay. Are there any like common myths or misconceptions about herbal supplements
Oh, there's definitely a few.
that you've come across?
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest ones is this idea that they work instantly.
Okay.
But in reality, they often take time to build up in your system.
Right.
So patience is key.
Yeah, it's not like a quick fix. It's more like
Yeah,
you're supporting your body's natural healing processes.
exactly.
Right.
And then another myth is that they're completely safe for everyone because they're natural.
Right.
And while many herbal supplements are generally well tolerated,
Okay.
it's important to remember that even natural substances
Right.
can have like potent effects and potential side effects.
Right. Too much of a good thing.
Right, exactly. Too much of a good thing.
Yeah. Are there any specific herbs where like overconsumption could be harmful?
Yeah, so kava is a good example. It's traditionally used for relaxation and anxiety relief.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take too much of it,
Okay.
it's been linked to liver damage.
Oh, wow. So that's definitely a cautionary tale.
Yeah, I gotta be careful.
Okay. Well, let's talk about incorporating these into a daily routine.
Okay, yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's like just starting out?
I would say a good first step is to really think about your health goals.
Okay.
Like, what are you hoping to achieve?
Okay.
Are you looking for immune support, stress relief, better sleep?
Right.
And once you kind of have a clear understanding of your goals,
Okay.
then you can start researching and choosing herbs that align with those
So it's
goals.
a personalized approach?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's also a good idea to start with one supplement at a time,
Okay.
just to see how your body reacts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then you can gradually add more as needed.
So it's kind of like building your own little
Exactly, yeah.
herbal toolkit.
Yeah. Your personalized toolkit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what about timing?
Oh, yeah. Timing is important, too.
Does that matter?
Yeah, because some herbs are better taken at specific times of day.
Okay.
So, for example, ashwagandha, which is known for its relaxing properties,
Right.
it's often recommended to take that in the evening to
Yep.
help with sleep.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there specific herbs that are like particularly good for certain needs?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, for example, what if someone's struggling with insomnia?
Yeah, so for insomnia,
Mm-hmm.
valerian root and chamomile are both really great.
Okay.
Valerian root kind of acts as a mild sedative.
Okay.
And chamomile has those calming properties
Right.
that can help ease anxiety and kind of like induce sleep.
Oh, yeah, a good cup of chamomile tea.
Exactly. Yeah, classic.
Yeah. What about for weight management?
Yeah, so for weight management, green tea extract is a popular choice.
Okay.
It has these compounds called catechins
Okay.
that can boost metabolism
Okay.
and help with fat burning. And then another one is Garcinia cambogia.
Okay.
It's thought to suppress appetite
Okay.
and block the production of fat.
Wow, it's amazing how all these different herbs
I
can
know, it's fascinating.
like address these different needs.
Yeah.
What about for heart health?
Yeah, so for heart health, hawthorn berry is really great.
Okay.
It's been used for a long time to support cardiovascular health.
Okay.
It can strengthen the heart muscle, improve blood flow, regulate blood pressure.
Right.
And then garlic is another good one
Okay.
for heart health. It has compounds that can help lower cholesterol
Okay.
and reduce the risk of blood clots.
So we're seeing that these herbal supplements can really address
Yeah,
a whole range of health concerns.
it's pretty amazing.
But, it's important to remember that they're not like a cure-all,
Right,
and they work best when they're part of a holistic
exactly.
approach to well-being.
It's all about balance.
Yeah. So we're going to talk more about that and explore kind of like the future of herbal medicine
Yeah, I'm excited.
after a quick break. Okay, so we're back, and we've been talking all about incorporating herbal supplements into our routine. But it's important to remember that they're not like magic bullets or anything.
Right, they're not going to like instantly fix everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, you were saying earlier that they really work best when they're part of a more holistic lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just about taking a pill and expecting everything to be perfect.
Right.
It's about supporting your body in all areas.
So things like diet and exercise and stress management.
Exactly. All those things play a role.
Okay, so it's about like creating a supportive environment for your body
Yes,
and then using herbal supplements to like enhance that.
exactly. And to address specific needs.
Okay, so speaking of like finding those herbal supplements, there are so many options out there.
Oh, yeah. It can be overwhelming.
Right. So what should people look for when they're trying to choose a quality product?
Yeah, quality is really important. I would say look for brands that are reputable
Okay.
and that prioritize organic and sustainably sourced ingredients.
Right, because it's like with anything else, you want to know where it's coming from.
Exactly. Transparency is key.
Okay.
So look for companies that are like really clear about their labeling
Okay.
and that provide information about their sourcing and their manufacturing processes.
So you can feel good about what you're putting in your body.
Exactly.
Okay. And you mentioned certifications earlier.
Oh, yeah.
What about something like GMP certification?
Yes. So GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Practices.
Okay.
And this certification basically means that the products are made under strict quality control standards.
So that gives you an extra layer of reassurance
Yeah.
that you're getting a quality product.
Oh, it's definitely something to look for.
Okay, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts on kind of like the future of herbal supplements.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you see this field heading?
I think it's a really exciting time for herbal medicine. More and more people are interested in natural health solutions.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
And the research is really starting to catch up.
Right.
So I think we're going to see a lot of innovation in the coming years.
What kind of innovations are you thinking of?
Well, one area that I'm really excited about is personalized herbal medicine.
Okay.
As we learn more about like individual biochemistry and how different people respond to different herbs,
Right.
I think we can start to create more targeted and effective therapies.
So it's like tailored to your specific needs.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's really cool.
And then what about sustainability?
Oh, yeah. Sustainability is huge.
Because as demand grows,
Yeah.
you want to make sure that these plants are being harvested
Right.
responsibly.
Exactly. We want to make sure that these resources are around for future generations.
Exactly.
And I think we'll also see a big focus on consumer education.
Okay.
As people become more informed about herbal supplements, they can make better choices for themselves.
Right. Knowledge is power.
Exactly.
Well, this has been so fascinating.
Yeah.
I feel like we've really gone deep
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
into the world of herbal supplements,
It's a big world.
Yeah, from their history and science to,
Yeah.
responsible use
Mm-hmm.
and even the future of this whole field.
It's been a pleasure talking about it.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all this incredible information.
Of course, my pleasure.
I think this is something that a lot of people are curious about,
Yeah, for sure.
and I hope our listeners feel like they've learned a lot
Me too.
and maybe feel empowered to explore how these amazing plants can fit into their own lives.
Absolutely.
And so thank you again. And to all of our listeners out there, thanks for tuning in to another deep dive, and we'll see you next time.